Welcome to Mainland Television Regional News. I'm Graham O'Brien and the Bulletin Roundup for this week's Nelson Regional News. Nepal tugs heartstrings in Nelson, retro bikes hit park, and from peasants to broods, plus more. The earthquakes in Nepal have struck the hearts of many Kiwis who have been connected in some form or another to the people and the country. Nelson landscape photographer Craig Podden is one of those who have started a fundraiser based at his Nelson gallery following the Nepal earthquake on April the 25th. This catastrophic event killed more than 7,000 people and injured more than twice as many, was the biggest disaster to strike Nepal since the last major earthquake in 1934. Podden has travelled to Nepal on several occasions and has an affinity with the majestic landscape, gentle culture and spiritual communities, which led him to publish 2 books on the area. The books, Offering from Nepal, was a Montana Book Award finalist, and Kathmandu Valley Style, along with framed photographic prints from the books for hugely reduced prices, all available at the gallery. I caught up with Craig only a day before the second big Nepal quake. Craig, thanks for taking the time to speak to us today. You're having a fundraiser for Nepal. Could you tell us a bit more about this generous offer?
Well, I was pretty shaken, like everyone was, that have been to Nepal, or even just reading about it and knowing about Nepal, like so many Nelsonians, so many New Zealanders do. This earthquake, I mean, it hit in a way that they knew there was going to be an earthquake there, but this one hit a lot worse than any of us could have expected. And places that I've been to many times over there have just gone. I mean, I spent time in Kathmandu city doing a book on it and just wandering around there. And half the places, the streets, the wonderful old buildings have collapsed, and of course people died in huge numbers. So it's a bit of a no-brainer for me. I love the place. It's sort of like my second home, the Himalayas in Nepal, and I just had to do something. So this was frankly easy compared to what's going on over there.
Sure. And could you tell us a little bit about what's on offer at this fundraiser, please?
Well, a long time ago I did an exhibition of photographs of Nepal, which you can see straight behind me here, and that was just at a gallery. In fact, it was in America and in New Zealand, and I've exhibited in Australia too. So I just thought, well, I'll sell that en masse and give all the money from it to Nepal. And then also I've done a couple of books, one years ago with a good friend, Lisa Chogil, on the whole of Nepal, from the lowlands right to the high mountains and the Kathmandu Valley. And then more recently, one on the architecture of Kathmandu, the main capital city. Wonderful place, got about 8 World Heritage architectural sites in it. So I did this book on the architecture of it. Both those books, I have quite a large number of stock still available, even though they're not in the shops these days. So I thought, well, I'll just sell them off, and all the money from those books and those sales can go to Nepal too.
Oh, that's fantastic, Craig. What a generous offer. How will you get the funds into Nepal? You have a personal connection. Will you be going over there and doing it yourself, or could you please tell us?
No, what I did when I first heard about the earthquake, and there were friends asking me, what can you do? I contacted Lisa Chogil. She's the honorary counsel for New Zealand in Kathmandu, a good friend and the person who's written both the scripts to both my books, both the texts. So she was someone who was on site and seeing it all happen and helping out too. And she said that the 2 best organisations for national reach, for being able to get to the villages and the helicopters and all the aid, were UNICEF and Red Cross. I mean, there's some wonderful groups giving there, Doctors Without Borders, Oxfam, World Vision, there's some wonderful groups, but those 2, Red Cross and UNICEF, they've got most people on the ground, and they are really mobilising fast and have mobilised fast. So I thought, well, I'll give it to UNICEF. I've been involved in UNICEF over the years. Yeah, well, I mean, as I say, a lot of Nelson people, New Zealanders and Nelson people have a personal attachment to Nepal, and it's not just because of Ed Hillary, it's because they've gone there. And people go to Nepal because they think wonderful mountains, a bit like the South Island, and what they do is all come away just talking about how wonderful the people are. It's almost like the backgrounds go into the background, the mountains go into the background, sorry, and the people's they're poor people, and yet they're people with so much life and so much joy. They teach us how to live well and how to be happy, and that is from some of the poorest people on the planet. And yet they've got something over there that just wins us over. So we really should be doing something for them.
Thanks very much for that, Craig. We hope for a big night and lots of funds to go to help the poor people in Nepal. Later this month, on May 28th, Craig Potton will be holding an evening presentation of his Nepal images to coincide with the Craig Potton Gallery, plus Store's monthly late night in Hardy Street, and the event will be free entry. However, Craig welcomes attendees to bring along their spare change for the donation bucket, which will be added to the full fundraising total. Two buildings described as ugly by many when first built on a formerly contaminated site in picturesque Mapua are two of this year's 2015 Nelson Marlborough Architectural Award winners. These two small structures were designed by Irving Smith Jack Architects for the Mapua Waterfront Park. The buildings, one a toilet, the other a pump station, were recognised winners in the small project architectural category. Described by the judges as intentionally raw in aesthetic with material elements such as concrete and weathered steel exposed to view, the buildings add to the wider composition of the waterfront park, creating a new identity for this local hub while signalling a new beginning for the remediated chemical site. The Mapua Waterfront Park was once the highly contaminated fruit growers' chemical plant site, which the judges now call a community asset, and they said that the new shelter buildings make it emphatically clear that Mapua's park is a place for people. However, back in June 2013, Mapua residents were not as welcoming for the then new toilet block on the Aranui Waterfront Reserve, which opened at the time to much controversy. Some local business owners were unhappy about the consultation process and felt their suggestions fell on the deaf ears of the Wellington-based council-employed designers. One of the judges, Craig Potton, told Mainland that he is not surprised about the controversy, but the buildings do work to reflect the current industrial look of the cool store and landscape. And today it is another story, as the native grasses grow around these designs and the practical use of these buildings outweigh the aesthetic disapproval from people 2 years ago. I caught up with some people on the weekend to ask their thoughts. What's your thoughts on the new Nelson Marlborough Architectural Design Award, Lou, over here?
Well, I think it's really good. It's a standout thing. Everyone can see where it is, and it's also easy on the eye.
I've never really liked the toilet because, there are so many buildings around here already that sort of, reflect the environment. I don't quite know why they didn't use something like that. It's kind of a hard shape.
I think it looks great. It's a good postmodern look. It's fantastic.
Well, that's great. It's getting a bit of bad press lately, but you think it fits here nicely?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think they've done a great job.
But, you got this sort of classic designs around here, and I think it's a shame they didn't reflect that. And I'm a bit worried that the new place that's going up here is going to be the same thing. It's going to be stuck in the environment and not really fit.
A special day for small children called Lilies Day Out at Nelson's Victory Community Centre was on last weekend and proved to be a great event for the community's smallest members. With fire engines, Play-Doh, bubble machines, crafts of all sorts, fairies and dancing, what more could parents ask for on a Saturday in their neighbourhood? I spoke with some mothers and the Keep Victory Safe project manager, Marcia Higgs, about the day and the Victory community. Marcia, a great event you've got here today. You've turned the weather on. Can you tell us a little bit more about the event today?
Yes, Gail and I have been working for Keep Victory Safe, a Keep Victory Safe project which is part of Victory Community Health for the last 14 months. And so we wanted to get an event together which brought in families and enabled people to network and see who the support agencies are in the area who can help with the health and well-being of families. So it's all about making stronger individuals, stronger families and stronger community.
And you've certainly done the job extremely well, I must say. Keep Victory Safe is fantastic. And you're carrying on for much longer?
Gail's carrying on till December of this year. My contract finishes in approximately 2 weeks. So this is my swan song to the community and to the project. And it's been an awesome place to work with passionate people. Absolutely loved it. Sad to be leaving, but that's life.
Marcia, thanks very much for all your efforts.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Well, it's a lovely day here. Paula, did you just come down to have some fun with the kids or are you involved here somehow?
I'm a volunteer parent at the Victory Square playgroup. Oh. So I go with my daughter Aubrey. She is 19 months. Yep. And Victory Square Playgroup is for 0 to 3 years old. Anyone can come down with their children and form some new friendships. Yep.
And you meet many people here yourself?
Yes, yep. I'm not from Nelson, so I came from Wellington, and it was a great way to meet people. Yeah. Other parents with kids the same age. It was wonderful.
And you get to be a participant in these great events?
Yes, part of the community. Get to meet everyone, and it's fantastic. Yep.
Thanks very much, Paula.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And what do you think of these great events? It's not often you get to play the peanut butter, is it?
Well, no, this is lovely for the kids. It's excellent, and for the grown-ups too. Good day out.
It's definitely something different. I mean, we don't usually play with food so much, do we?
Well, it does happen. Yep, definitely happens in our household.
Great. Is it for the birds or is it for you? Are you going to eat that or is it for the birds?
It's for the birds.
It's for the birds. It's a great day to be out. Are you locals down here? Is that what brings you down today?
No, we've come down from Auckland. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And what do you think of the Lilies Day Out?
Oh, it's wonderful. There's heaps of really neat things for all the children to play with. Lots of things to choose from and an amazing centre.
And you think compared to Auckland, you have this sort of little community events where you're from up there?
Yeah, we do. We have lots of fun things on, but this is pretty exceptional, and I'm impressed with all the activities. Yeah.
Last Sunday's Retro Ride was a big hit for all, despite being postponed the first time round due to weather, and this year finding it coinciding with Mother's Day and competing with the Women's Heart Foundation's Fun Run. However, folks turned up and brought out some old bikes, some new bikes, and some dressed their bikes and themselves up for the occasion. I caught up with Will Andrews from Bicycle Nelson Bays, who organised the event, and some of the people who just wanted to get out with others who shared the love of biking about. Will, you got a great day for your Retro Fun Ride today. Can you tell us a little bit more about the event?
Well, it's an easy 10k cruise around our beautiful bike paths here in Stokeground. We've got loads of kids turning up here, families, everybody's in a little bit of costume, and it's just about having some fun, enjoying the beautiful Nelson sunshine and our lovely bike paths here that we have. Cycling's hugely popular in Nelson, so people like to get out, get in a bit of costume and enjoy the bike paths. We're going down through Stoke, along by the beautiful coast, and then back in through the railway reserve. So it's going to be a lovely little loop for families today.
Yeah, sure is, especially that bike path along there is beautiful. Do you think Nelson's quite unique in having like a retro side of their bike community?
Well, we're not quite up there with the likes of the steampunkers in Oamaru that you hear about and everything, but and it's not obligatory to be in costume today. We're just people are rolling up, having a little bit of fun on their regular bikes. And last year we had the first retro ride 2 years ago, and the winner was actually a guy who'd restored his 1970s bike. So it's not all Edwardian tweed. We've got a huge variety of stuff happening here, Graham. It's great.
Sure. Oh, it'd be a great day, and you couldn't wish for best. Bring Mum along for a ride.
Well, that's the idea, yeah. The Honest Lawyer have been amazing hosting us here, and it'd be great to bring Mum along. If people buy her a bit of lunch afterwards in the Honest Lawyer. I think they're very busy, but they'd appreciate it, so it's good.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much for organising this, and we'll see all the bikes later on.
Yeah, thanks, Graham.
About mothers. So what brought you down on Mother's Day?
Mothers. Celebrating mothers. Yes. One mother, two mother, someone who's got many mothers, and dressing up. Yeah.
It's a fantastic event, isn't it? Perfect weather for it today.
The weather's fantastic. And it was a postponed one, so we were waiting for today. It was destiny.
Hey, look, it's a real interesting bike you've got there. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
This is a 2015 Norco 125 jump bike. Wow. Pretty new bike. I got it from the cycle shop in Richmond here. It's used for sort of BMXing, dirt jumps, really smooth, and I love it a lot. Yeah, 26-inch wheels, everything runs really nice at the moment, and no problems with it. And I've been up Crankworks, as I can show on my shirt, and everyone like rides some of these bikes around and talked to them and said they really enjoy it. So really good bike actually.
How did you get to buy it? Did you get it for a Christmas present or something?
I got a little job and I saved up my money myself, and I had an eye on it, and then just went to the bike shop, told them about it, had a few test rides on it, and then slowly kept on saving up and slowly earned it in the end.
You got the great tandem bike here with the sound system on the back. How do you find the tandem around town? You get much use out of it?
Oh, we get a lot of use out of the tandem. I do a bit of mountain biking, and my wife found it rather hard to keep up with me, so this way I can keep her right behind me all the time.
And how do you feel being on the back? Is it all right giving away all that control?
It is actually. I don't find it a problem at all, and it's fun, and you get to communicate with each other and talk about things as you're going past, so it's really great on that aspect as far as togetherness goes, so it's good.
That's fantastic, and we see there's a few tandems here today. You think you're going to start a bit of a tandem club?
Well, we've talked to a couple of people already into them to let them know that if somebody's a better rider than the other, it still has fun as a group going out somewhere.
Hey, so what inspired you to come along today on this beautiful sunny day?
Well, I like to get dressed off, and I'm a born show-off.
Well, you're looking real good, that's for sure.
You're just saying that because you mean it.
And how do you like your scooter? You use it a lot around town?
Yeah, I scooter to work every day and I scooter back, so 5 k's each way, and then at work I ride about in an electric assisted push bike.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's the only way to do it, only way to travel, a way of life.
And we've got the perfect environment for doing it around here, haven't we?
Yep, we're very, very blessed. Fantastic climate, quite a good infrastructure, nice wide roads. The drivers are quite courteous. It's a great place to be a cyclist.
The school's league cross country has gone from strength to strength, with 30 competitors 10 years ago to a record 349 for the 10th anniversary of the event. There are 4 races to be held in total around the region for the month of May. I managed to catch up with a very busy organiser, Dave Dixon, to tell us a bit more about the event and a few of the stoked winners. Dave, that was a fantastic turnout. The kids look like they're having so much fun. Can you tell us a little bit more about the events that you've been running?
Oh, well, this is the biggest one that we put on. This has been going for 10 years now, and it started off quite small, but it's just grown huge, and we just welcome anyone at school or preschool or even homeschool, just come along and get involved, and it's just grown.
And there's more events like these happening in the month of May, I understand?
Yeah, traditionally I put this on in May, which coincides with what the schools are doing anyway with their own cross-country.
They've certainly gone leaps and bounds, haven't they? They just love doing it.
Well, what I try and do is to make the course as much fun as possible. If you ask the kids to run around the outside of a soccer field, they'll get bored and they'll start walking, but when they go up around the trees, through the ditches, in the mud, the water, they just keep going and they forget they're actually running hard.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's great to watch, and thanks very much for doing it for the community, and we look forward to the next few events.
No, it's a great pleasure. Thank you.
Nick, you won the Year 6 boys. How are you feeling?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really practicing, and I almost got close to being first.
But you got the first
Yeah,
Year 6?
and I'm just happy I got first Year 6.
Great, excellent. And how much do you train, do you think? Every day, every week?
Probably about 3 times a week, including rugby training, and at school we do it too, for Road Dixon.
And have you been running in all the races or just this one?
I did the last one, and I've done the last 2 years, so I've done a lot.
And is this the first time you've won?
No, I've been a lot last year, yeah.
Okay, we've got the winners for the girls here. Can you tell us your name and what year you're from?
My name's Iris Meffin and I'm Year 5.
Right.
My name's Sinead Toms and I'm Year 4.
Right.
My name's Rebecca Haflett and I'm Year 6.
Excellent, you guys are all winners for today. Is this the first time you've run in the races?
Well, I've won a couple of times.
Nice, how about you?
This is my second time.
Nice, to be a winner?
Yeah.
Wow.
Same with Iris, I've won a couple of times.
Nice. And do you guys do much training during the week? Do you do much running?
Well, no, not really. We do a lot of running at school.
Wow, good. And how about you?
I sometimes run around the block and do lots of training at school.
Right, yes.
There's a program going on at school, and yeah, we train pretty much every day except for Friday. So, yeah.
Guys, that's fantastic. Well done. And maybe you can just tell us which school you're from, just to make sure.
I'm from Hampden Street School.
Right.
I'm from Henley School.
I'm from Hampden Street School.
Excellent. Thanks, guys. And don't forget, this Saturday's heat is at Rabbit Island at 3 p.m. The new Victory Square community camera is keeping an eye on things in the hood and has already caught a group of teenagers who are up to no good. The local community has faced some challenges in the past over the Liquor Licensing Board allowing the sale of alcohol to take place in such a vulnerable centre. Keeping Victory safe for the community is Victory Community Centre's Gail Peach's main aim. I spoke with Gail about the controversial liquor store in the area. Gail, there's been a lot of controversy about this liquor store here. Can you give us a little bit of a background story on it?
Keep Victory Safe has always, since day one in March last year, we wanted to see what the community wanted, and we did a survey, and top of the list would have to be get rid of the liquor shop. So we were new in the area, we were scouting out what was going on, and it wasn't long before we could see what was happening. The liquor shop and it not having a 24-hour liquor ban across the road in the park there. There was intimidation from people who were drunk and offensive behaviour. There were shop owners were suffering, the business was suffering. So it was pretty clear that we needed to look at what was going on with the liquor shop.
Sure, and there used to be an on licence here in the gambling. I mean, that was the first response. Can you give me a bit more on that?
Yeah, a year ago it was, and the gambling left the property and the owner sold it. So all of a sudden, overnight, it became an off licence, which shocked everybody because there was no public consultation. So there's a bit of a grey area around that and how it managed to get here in the first place. But it took a whole year for it to come up for renewal, and that's where we're at right now because it's up for renewal. What are some of the negative effects you think are coming from this off licence? Well, you only have to look around, Graham. I mean, we're just down the road. There's preschools on either side. We've got a park right across the road. It is in your face, and kids walk past here every day. It is so easy to get the alcohol and go across and sit in the park and drink. And I just used to walk around daily and take photos of broken bottles in the playground and bottles left everywhere and leftover things. So it was a no-brainer that why have we even got this here?
Sure. And how about the cameras? You think the cameras were put in because of this, or was one of the problems anyway?
Yeah, and that was something my colleague and myself did straight away, that people wanted cameras up and to have a look at what was going on, make them feel safe, because Keep Victory Safe was all about why you're feeling unsafe. They didn't like to go on the park because of what was happening or come down to the shops, so we lobbied the council long and hard about putting cameras up there and paying for them, and thankfully they came on board, which was great. And of course there was an incident that happened fairly recently that caught that. So yeah, that was one of the things. The other was getting a 24-hour liquor ban on the park.
And what's the council's policy on liquor stores, or alcohol policy?
Well, good question. They don't currently have a local alcohol policy. It's still in draft. That's something I will be going back to them this year and saying, hey, can we bring that back onto the table and do something about it so that we can get some clear guidance about where shops like this can be set up. In a local community like this that's high deprivation, low decile, it just shouldn't be here. Not next to a park like this with children around. No way.
The regional heats for the Smoke-Free Rock Quest are currently taking place around the country. Our New Zealand Music Month group of local Nelson musicians we have been aware of and have followed over the course of 5 years are Smoke-Free Rock Quest winners from 2011, The Peasants, whose song Letting Go scored them the opportunity of recording and making of a video for the song. The Peasants began their run of winning after taking the top place at Richmond's Got Talent as teenagers at the Richmond Mall in 2010. While attending Garran College, they won the New Zealand Smoke-Free Rock Quest music competition in 2011. The band split up in late 2012, and the former Peasant member Caleb and the band's lead singer Georgia Knott going on to attend Auckland University. The brother and sister act then formed the duo now known as Broods in 2013, and the rest is now history in the making. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Welcome me hearties to Smuggler's Pub and Cafe, famous for hearty meals, craft ales and a friendly service way. Sensational seasonal menus with meals all day and evening too, or sail in for a snack with special menus for young smugglers and you. Settle in for a jolly old time, relax and enjoy our award-winning dining and a lovely fine wine. Decked out in an old worldly way, we're open 7 days. Book or come on in to 8 Muritai Street, not far from a beach walk or swim. Phone 546408.
Hi, I'm Sharon O'Neill and I'm back home and you're watching Mainland Television.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics toys,
sound systems, cables and much, much more. JCar.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
The Winterruption Festival is coming to Richmond Town Centre, the Richmond Town Hall and Richmond Mall from the 8th through to the 14th of June. Go to TDC website for more festival details. Hands Across the Sands protest against deep sea mining is on this Saturday to Hoona Beach at 1 p.m. Join hands with your community to show your concern for our marine environment. Shave Off for Kick-Off is a carnival fundraiser being held this Saturday for 7-year-old Deanna who had her lower leg amputated due to cancer. All money raised will go towards a prosthetic leg so she can play soccer again after she recovers from the operation and chemotherapy. There will be bouncy castles, face painting, lucky dips and a silent auction of donated prizes. It's all on this Saturday at St Stephen's Church from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. in Te Huna Nui. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Welcome to Smugglers Pub and Cafe, open 7 days a week with free parking all day. Our lunch menus have that fat old-fashioned flavour where we treat you like treasure with the food you'll savour. We cater for children, grannies and granddads too, with special rates and privileges given to the elderly lunchtime crew. Our staff are friendly and kind and want to see you all come back time after time. Daytime or evening, it doesn't matter. Give us a call on 546 4084 and we'll be happy to spoil ya.
Hi everyone, I'm Malcolm Harris from the Facilitators. We now look after sales for Mainland TV, radio, Sky and online. New Zealand On Air's latest Colmar Brunton survey confirms Mainland's large multimedia audience. If you're in business or want to put a message out to everyone in the Nelson Tasman region, plus nationwide on Sky or worldwide online, please give me a call or see our website at www.mainlandtv.nz.